leadership is not only about standing in the public and talking alone,
Okay.
but also it's about empathy. As a leader, our source of strength is God. One skill every student should acquire before leaving campus. It should be digital literacy. In fact, organizing of programs isn't something that is on the floor. And therefore, you can't be a rude person or you can't talk to people anyhow and expect to be in leadership positions. People will
Okay.
ignore you. And if you don't take care, you might end up beating someone's child and then hurting the child.
Sure.
And then one thing is that you should also try to build relationships on campus.
You're welcome to the After Class podcast on the God's channel. Here, as usual, we do not stress about class, assignments, grades, and deadlines. Just fun talks outside the classroom. Today, I have here with me a very, very important guest. I am your host, Tilly Ace. So, who is Ernest Suga?
All right, thank you for the question. Nesoga is a young man, I would say, like who hails from Kaswa in the central region of Ghana.
Kaswa.
Sure. Yeah. The only male child of his parents.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure. Then also a current student of the University of Education, Winneba, a former president of the Department of Basic Education, currently in
Okay.
level 400 and then on internship.
Wow, that's very interesting. If your tenure of office as the president was a movie, what would the title be and why?
Wow. If it was a movie, well, it would be okay. I would say like things I wish I knew. I would say
Wow,
good.
things I wish I knew. Why?
Well, why? Because I realized that after I left office, I would say there were certain things that actually I would say like during my tenure of office, there were things that I didn't realize. But when I got out of it, like of
Office.
of office, sure, I began realizing that, and I realized that if we did it this way, it could have been better, sure. So I realized a whole lot of things, and as humans, mistakes are part of us.
Sure,
So
sure.
I realized some petty mistakes that I did that didn't help her. Anyway, the past is the past.
Sure,
So,
sure. We
so
need to
that
move
is why.
on. What's the most unexpected thing you learned about yourself as a leader?
Wow, unexpected thing I learned about myself as a leader. My ability to actually stand in public and then
Okay.
talk. Yeah, I'm quite a shy person. Yeah,
Oh,
but I realized that when I assumed office, office, I realized some change. I began to notice some change within myself, how
okay.
I speak and all that. My gesture in front of people and all that. I realized things changed.
Let's
Sure.
change.
So I was really, really surprised about
So, if you had the chance to stand for the president again, would you?
that. Well, sure, I will.
Okay.
I will.
What's one of the funniest moments you had as a president?
Funniest moment I had as a president.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, okay. I would say like there was this day that we actually planned on going for health work.
Okay.
It was, I think, a Thursday morning. But even though like we made arrangements, everything was in place, but the attendance wasn't that much.
Okay.
Sure. And my people began blasting me here and there. Yeah, sure. It was, in fact, like it was. I would say like it was a very nice experience, even though it was a negative one. But
Okay.
yeah, and it was funny as well because looking at how people stood in an open space insulting the president, like it was.
Wow.
Even though it was, I would say it was kind of disheartening, but
It was kind of funny to you.
Sure. I deem it as something funny.
Okay.
And the number of people who came wasn't that encouraging. But well, we did our best. So I named that event a mini health walk.
A mini health walk. A mini health walk.
Exactly.
But why do you think people tend to put their, should I say, their concerns, or they tend to blast the president when things don't actually go wrong when it comes to event organizing, whilst you actually have executives in charge on certain aspects of duties? Why do you think they rather turn to the president instead of probably turning to the organizer, because the organizer is there?
Sure. Well, you know one thing. You know we are in Africa, and Ghana to be precise.
Yeah.
Sure. So if something doesn't go well, the governing body isn't blamed, but rather the one who is leading, the governing body. So in Ghana here, we say if anything goes wrong, like the president is blamed.
Yeah.
And like since you are the leader, like you are the head, and people look up to you, and they expect you to stand in for everything. So if anything goes wrong, you are the one to be blamed just because you are the head.
What's the biggest mistake you ever did as a president, and what did you learn from it?
Biggest mistake I ever did as a president.
Yes, and what you learned from it.
Oh, okay. All right. So I say my biggest mistake here is I was quite, I'll say, I actually thought of doing things in, I'll say, a normal way.
Okay.
If I say a normal way, if this is what we are supposed to do, okay, so let's maintain this place. Even though I think, but I don't really think deeper. I'll be like, oh, like I think this one will be enough. Okay. This one will be enough. Okay. Yeah. And I realized, even though like certain things were able to be carried out, but it really affected some parts of the administration. Okay. So there's a mistake. Sure. So next time, like even if I become the president again, which isn't possible though, like you just have to make sure that you think bigger, and then you even include more activities. You don't limit yourself or limit your thinking to just a small portion of it.
Okay, so how did you manage the pressure or balancing the pressure between academics and leadership?
Okay, well, balancing pressure,
academics and leadership.
Yeah, sure. Pressure in academics, or like academics and leadership. Well, it wasn't easy, but I actually allocated time for studies. That was after lectures. Even though after lectures I had some activities to attend to, but at night, like sure. So I was able to learn at night. So it's during the midnight that I study. Sure. Okay. Even though it wasn't easy, sometimes you get to the hostel, you get tired, but I made sure I allocated time for this, like for my books. And then at the lecture hall too, I made sure I pay maximum attention, because I know right from there are a lot of things to attend to. Okay. So sure. So I paid much attention to at the lecture hall.
If you were to go to a certain place, or if you were to go to campus to study, where exactly would you be?
Where exactly would it be? If I were to go to a place on campus to study, where exactly will it be? Well, I'll say the faculty.
Faculty? Why sure. Faculty?
You know what? Like, first and foremost, I'm the type that I don't like learning on campus. That's one thing. I don't like studying on campus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I love to do it privately, but if I have to go to campus, I love to do it at the faculty, because that the environment is serene actually. Yeah, and then the classrooms are well ventilated.
What's one thing you did as a president no one knows?
One thing I did as a president
that no one knows about. Yes.
Like seriously?
Yeah.
So this actually has got something to do with secret or something like that. Well, like the truth is, I work with transparency.
Okay.
Sure. And I hate the fact that you do something that would actually prevent the masses from seeing.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, apart from the decisions we took in our closets that will help, you see, we took some decisions that weren't disclosed at a particular time. We waited till the appointed time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Before
that's
it
the
was,
only thing.
yeah, sure. Apart from that.
Did you always see yourself as a president or as a leader, or is something you grew into?
Well, I'll say I see myself as a leader.
Earlier on, you said you were the shy type.
Yeah, sure. Even though I was the shy type, but I knew that thing about myself.
Okay.
Sure. You know, as a leader, leadership is not only about standing in the public and talking alone.
Okay.
But also it's about empathy, how you are able to react to people, like issues of people. You should have this emotional intelligence. I realized I care more about people. And I always make sure that people's needs are fulfilled. If someone needs something and I'm aware of it, I find a way to get it for that person.
Okay.
Sure. And I always try to make sure I control any group or like anything I'm given. Okay. I try to do my best to keep it at its best.
What's one skill you would advise every student to acquire before leaving campus?
One skill every student should acquire before leaving campus?
Yes.
It should be digital literacy.
Why?
So, you know, we are in a world of digitalization.
Yeah.
Yeah. The world is moving in a faster pace. Yeah, in terms of digitalization. And if you don't know much about IT or digitalization, you realize that even though you be a university graduate, but you'll be lacking behind. Yeah. Sure. So it is very important. And you see that of late, AI has become, I would say, like the tool for the day.
Yeah.
AI for creating this, for creating that. So it is good you equip yourself with these skills.
Okay. Who, during your tenure of office, who was the most hardworking appointee?
The most hardworking appointee. Well, I would say most of my appointees were actually hardworking.
Hardworking. But so, if you were to give it to one person, who would it be?
Well, the truth is, it will be very difficult to actually say this.
Okay.
Yeah, because when it comes to the various committees, like most of them really tried. Most of them really worked hard. Okay. So it will be very difficult for me to actually fish out one person, talk about to be like this person was a hardworking, most hardworking or something.
So who was the funniest person?
Who was the funniest person?
No, that one person that would make everybody laugh.
Okay. All right. So I'll say Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy. Like he was the intercom chair.
Oh, so, okay. Okay. So. No wonder it's intercom. Yeah. Yes. Who was that one person that whenever you call, anytime, at any point in time that you call the person will attend to your call?
That one person that I called, or anytime I call, attends.
That one person that would always respond in time.
Okay. Well, like there's this lady called I think Dorcas.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So what were some challenges you faced during your term of office?
Well, during my tenure of office, the challenges.
Yes.
Well, first and foremost, it has to do with when it comes to organizing of programs.
Okay.
No, it wasn't easy. I didn't know that right from the beginning. I thought it was something simple.
Okay.
Yeah, until I got into it and I realized that no.
It's so that simple.
Yeah, like Charlie. In fact, organizing of programs isn't something that is on the floor, and therefore, sure. Okay. So yeah, and the sleepless nights, the calls, you have to be moving here and there, holding meetings with people. You see, drafting letters and all that. it's like it was
Were
very,
you
very
doing
hectic.
all that by yourself?
No. I wasn't doing it by myself, but you have to make sure like everything is in order.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing it by myself. You can't say that the fact that you weren't doing it by yourself, like you relax. You have to supervise the thing and make sure everything is in place. And sometimes you have to involve yourself as well, because you can't say you are the president, so you sit back and then just watch everything go or slide like that. So,
What legacy do you hope you left for the department?
what legacy did I hope?
Yeah.
Or I hope I left for the department. Yeah. Well, I'll say this has to do with me personally.
Okay.
And I'll say, well, I'm not boasting, but yeah, when it comes to my personality, I'll say like my personality trait.
Okay.
Yeah, my humility, my obedience, I would say, is actually a legacy.
Okay.
Sure.
So when the name and the cigar goes out, the first thing that will click in someone's mind is this guy was humble.
Sure.
Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Okay. Early bed or night owl?
Night owl.
Pizza or burger?
Pizza.
Why?
Well, I'll say I just love pizza. That's it. Sure.
Texting or calling?
Texted.
All right. Do you know the current president of BESA?
Yes, please.
What's his name?
His Excellency Isaiah.
Isaiah. Okay. What have you, or what do you have to say about his term of office?
Well, the truth is, I've actually not really experienced his office yet because I'm off campus. I'm not on campus.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
So, but
definitely you would hear something.
Exactly. Like, so that's what like like I'm about to say.
Okay.
I've been seeing things online. Sure, Isaiah is really trying. Yeah, sure. He and his people are really doing well because I'll say like one thing I see is timely intervention. Yeah, sure. Doing things on time. Realize that there are programs that are supposed to take place next semester, but the flyers are out already. So he's being proactive, and that's fine. You should keep it up. Sure.
Is there anything you think he could do better?
Anything he could do better? Well, as I said earlier, I don't really see what goes on here. I only see certain things online. Okay. So I cannot really tell that this, that's, or this, that, yeah, sure.
What advice do you have for him?
Well, the advice I have for him now. Okay, so I would say as a leader, you always have to have listening ears. Okay. First and foremost, and then you should, I would say, you should also be humble. Because as a leader, humility also counts. It doesn't mean he's not humble, but sure, humility also counts. So a leader, you have listening ears, then you be humble as well. And then also you how do you call it? One thing I like to add is he should also continue with his timely intervention, just like what he's doing. He should
keep it up.
Sure. He should be proactive. He shouldn't wait till time is up before he starts.
That's actually put some sort of pressure on you.
Exactly. Yeah, it makes you do something in a haste. Yes. You don't even do it well. Whoa. You see, good. So that is it. And then I'll say, lastly, as a leader, our source of strength is God. So he shouldn't forsake his spiritual capacity building. Okay. You should also build capacity spiritually.
What advice do you have for students who want to, venture into leadership on campus?
Okay. With that one, you want to venture into leadership. Listen. Okay. So you first and foremost have to know yourself. You have to know who you really are.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I really fit? You should ask yourself, am I really fit for the portfolio
I'm going in for?
Sure. Do I really deserve it? So you have to consider all those things. So your personality counts. Your personality, your this like your personality count.
Okay.
So that is it. So you have to consider those things, and then your relationship with the people. Good. Okay. Yeah, you can't be a rude person, or you can't talk to people anyhow and expect to be in leadership positions. Okay. People will ignore you eventually. Okay. So you have to check all those things. Good.
So if you want to go into leadership on campus, be humble, check your personality. Are you fit for it? You don't expect to talk to people anyhow, and then you expect them to give you their vote. Oh, cry. Earlier on, you made mention that you are not on campus, you are doing your internship.
Yes, please.
Where are you doing your internship?
Okay, I'm doing my internship in Winneba MAJs.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So are you assigned to any specific role there? Or you just go
a specific role? Oh. No, please. I just go there and then observe, teach, and then come back home.
So how's your experience been so far?
Whoa, internship, I'll say, isn't something that is cool like that.
It's not for the weekend.
So, in fact, it's really stressful.
Okay.
So it is very, very, very stressful.
What makes it stressful? Because internship, I'm just going to teach that I come back.
Good. It's good you ask. You know, you wake up every morning.
Okay.
You take your bath. You go to the school, like you dress like a normal teacher. You go teach, come back, prepare lesson plans and all that. But there's nothing like, or there will be nothing like salary. And you are doing this for 6 or 7 months.
I work for Nyame.
Easy. You are doing it for 6 or 7 months. So you realize that it is stressful.
Yeah.
Good. It is stressful. But it's actually interesting though, because it builds your capacity in teaching. Okay. You get to know more about teaching. You get to develop yourself. See. Good.
Have you faced any challenges during your internship so far?
Challenges during my internship so far. No challenges so far. Okay, but I would say in Winneba here, like one thing is that you see, the kids, controlling of the kids is something that is very, very difficult. Sure.
Keep quiet.
It's not easy.
Stop making noise.
If you, like I'll say that one is a very big challenge. And if you don't take care, you might end up beating someone's child and then hurting the child. So what I say. So and also no. So sure, that is it. So that's one big challenge. But apart from that, like everything is cool. Yeah, and I'll say like sometimes waking up early. By 6:20 you need to be in school.
Is that the time you were given to report to school, or you decided to go that early?
No, that is the time given. 6:20. So imagine waking up early. Like you have to get to the school around 6:20, and then like latest by 7, lesson begins. Like, and you know one thing?
Tell me.
First lesson on Monday is English language, and that's my lesson. 7 o'clock a.m.
Oh.
And I told you earlier that I'm a night owl. I don't sleep early.
So imagine
you see that thing. In fact, it is really, really hectic sometimes, but well, it's all good. It's all good.
So if you had the chance to, change something about this internship stuff, will you take it out? Or will you still allow students to?
I wouldn't take it out, but the truth is, I would rather reduce the number of months.
Okay. Sure. Okay, the duration.
Sure. Like the duration, at least it should be about 3 months, or like perhaps just a semester, 4 months.
Okay.
See? And because like
it's too much.
Sure, like doing internship for about 6 or 7 months,
but with no pay.
It's not easy. It's not easy. Very
your
very
transportation,
stressful.
Your feeding, everything is on you.
Sure, it's not easy.
So doesn't mean you don't even get small money from extra classes and all the stuff.
Oh, with that one, I would say sometimes yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and even with that one, it happens with grace. Oh yeah, sure, it happens with grace.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens with grace. It is not something that is actually perpetual. it does not continue, but once in a while it comes to you.
Sure. Okay. What are your last words?
My last words. Okay, so I'll say first and foremost, I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought us. Right from level 100, right from level 100 to 400. It's like, in fact, the journey has not been easy, but God has been faithful.
God has been faithful.
Sure. And I'd like to thank Idea for this great opportunity.
Idea God, thank you wherever you are.
Thank you so much for this great opportunity. Yeah, sure. And then also, I'll say, like, my last words, students out there, you are here to study, and I'll say, like, there is a other side of university.
Okay.
Good. That is where the fun is. You should know yourself. Good. So allocate time for studying, and then for the fun as well. Sure, because it is very necessary. Yeah, you can have fun, you can do this, you can do that, but at the end of the day, if you don't take your lesson serious, you'd find yourself wanting. And then one thing is that you should also try to build relationships on campus, healthy ones.
Okay.
Good. Try to build connections. Don't just pass through the university. Let the university pass through.
Pass through.
Build connections. It is very, very necessary, because someone you see today, or you actually sit in the same class with today, might be someone you may need tomorrow. So it is very, very important to build connections and then make good friends. It will help.
Build connections, make good friends, allocate time for studies and time for fun.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. It's been nice having you here with me.
Thank you so much.
I've been your host, Tilly Ace. See you.
Don't forget to hit.
Don't forget to subscribe, share, and post. See you.